Look.
Listen.
Welcome. No Taylor this week.
Yeah.
Sorry, Taylor.
I'm not there. It's okay.
Also, welcome to Look, Listen with Geese Guyera and Taylor. It's a podcast about Pokemon and other things. This week, it's episode 92. We're going to talk about an episode of Pokemon, specifically the 44th episode in the line of Horizons and Terapagos' anime. Taylor, I don't think Geese can miss next one, because I think next week is very important.
I mean, this week was pretty important, too.
Yeah, it was pretty important. She probably wouldn't be into it. It's like part one of super important.
I think she would have liked Wattrel showing up.
Oh, yeah, I wrote right in here, Geese, it's Wattrel. So, yes, to reiterate, Geese Peep is not here today. She's off doing something. She's always got something to do.
I mean, she spends a lot of time flying.
All she does is fly. All she does is go to new places and talk to the Southwest flight attendants.
I feel like she's going to the same places.
I'd rather die than fly Southwest, but I suppose you can get the cheap Southwest gift cards at Costco.
$50 off. I flew United to and from Phoenix, and their exit row is better legroom-wise than most first classes.
Wow, that's good.
Very, very good.
I've been hearing a lot of people complaining about United, but I haven't had too many issues with United, American, or Delta. Those are my three American lines that I really enjoy. For Japan, go JAL. Anyway, we got a bit off track. What I was going to say is Geese needs to be here for next week because big stuff's going to happen, and we're about to enter a new season.
I thought you were going to say enter a new generation. I've been watching some One Piece.
No, if only. We're pretty far away from a new generation because we're getting Legends ZA next year and then a new generation, I don't know, maybe 2026.
Oh, did I tell you I got Legends Arceus?
Good. It's the best video game in the Pokemon series. Now, notice I didn't say best Pokemon game, but it is the most fun video game in the Pokemon series. I'm using my words carefully.
So I noticed that RDFine was talking about how he stopped playing Scarlet and Violet and then started playing Legends Arceus, and now he's going to go back to Scarlet and Violet. And I'm wondering if that's the path I should take.
No, that's tough to do. God, they play so different. I wouldn't do that.
I just okay. So I think I've actually found out what my problem with a lot of modern games is. I have this whenever I start playing an open world game. And it's just like, okay, you're back in the game. I don't feel any sense of momentum. There's no sense of like, ooh, can't wait to play. It's more of a, okay, time to trudge through and mark off the laundry list of stuff.
I don't know. Maybe, is it time to jump ahead to Lookin, playing, eating, watching?
We need to speculate on what Geese is geesing this week.
Geese is probably, you know what she's doing. She's one of three things. Look at the bird, touching a seashell, getting some Culvers, getting a stomach ache.
She's having dinners with her family that she doesn't want to have.
Getting pub sub, having to stand in a room while her mom talks to somebody and she wants to leave.
She keeps ordering East Asian food in the middle of a cornfield.
Yeah. The middle of a Anyway, do you hear that super loud sawing electric noise?
No, nothing.
Okay, guys. Let's start. I don't want the first words out of my mouth to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because I can't stand just saying the same game every week. So let's save that for third. The new Switch Online games went up, and we got a bunch of sick Japanese games.
Huh.
Not only on the Japanese side of it, because as I've told people many a time, guys, please, if you have a Nintendo Switch online account where you can play those games, which Taylor, you do, you're on my family plan. My family plan. You also have access to the Japan region accounts. You just create a Japanese account and then you log into the Japanese, like Super Famicom, whatever, as the account that owns Switch Online, and you just have access to all these exclusive Japanese games that aren't on our service, which is crazy.
Huh.
But they also put Wrecking Crew 98, which I've heard of this game in the past from EGMs or something, magazines, internet.
Like good or bad?
No, I think good. It's just a remake of Wrecking Crew, the original super old game.
They remade,
but it came out in 1998.
It's very funny hearing the 98 at the end of it, because I can't remember the last time a non-sports game did that.
I think it happened more in Japan, I believe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Get in the game. Wrecking Crew. So in that game, you can play as the original version or the new updated Puzzle Mario version.
Oh, sick.
That was released for Super Famicom in 1998, which is crazy looking at 98, considering N64 came out in 96. But, I mean, why would I be surprised by that? Think of how many PS4 games still come out every day. So, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I also played Super R-Type on there. Lots of fun. Old games. I don't know how people have patience for them today because I need save states or else not going to happen.
Fun fact, I've never played an R-Type.
It's fun. A little shmup. Now, the game of the hour. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Guys, Taylor, listen.
Yes.
This game's so much fun. It's so good. I want nothing more than to just be playing it right now. But instead, I got to go to stupid work. I'm furious because I'm pretty sure I got to be like in the final
fantasy.
Oh, got him. I don't know the exact layout of the game, but if I were to guess, I would say I am in the last open world area with all the towers in the game. And then after I finish this, I think I'll go to an additional final little area, not full of towers. I'm basing that off of little things like, oh, you collected the last of this out of a string of something you've been collecting throughout the whole game. I'm thinking, okay, sick. It's like the Final Fantasy 13 thing where they said, oh, you just got to get to the open world 100 hours in and you're going to love it. Hopefully you start liking Rebirth quicker than that. But
I was playing it last night and this morning, and I just finished the parade. That was fun. I like the little... It's such a weird thing because I'm not drawn to playing it, but every time I play it, I'm like, I like this. Every moment, I like this. I was doing yoga with Cloud on the ship, and I was like, man, this is great. This is such a fun little game. So I'm hoping it like really gets the hooks in me soon.
The area I'm in is just so much fun to move around in. Oh my God, I love it.
That's exciting.
Having so much fun with the battles, so much fun doing everything. And like I said earlier, the thing is, it's so good. I'm having such a fun time. I feel like as soon as I finish it, I'm going to have to jump into 15 or 16 or original 7 or something.
You have good timing because 16 DLC.
Original 7 would be a mistake because I'm not accomplishing being a new one. 16, the only reason I would not play it right now, the DLC, because I've beaten the main game. Since we're getting PS5 Pro this year, it would probably be smart to just wait until that comes out so I can play at really good 4K, really good 60 frames per second.
That's a very good point, because that game needs it.
It's not like I've already not played the first half of the DLC. What's the point of not waiting longer for a better experience?
Mm.
And I don't think that's going to get spoiled for me. Like, because I'm really afraid of spoilers for 7 Rebirth, so I'm really trying to get through it. But I don't think I'm going to get spoiled on this DLC.
I generally go by my YouTube recommendations, and I have not been seeing very many videos about Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, I got myself in a bit of hot water on my YouTube recommendations because the thing is, I'm getting clicked Final Fantasy stuff, and that's interesting, and I'd click it and watch it, and then I'd go, oh no. So I'd have to start saying not interested to all these things, but I am interested in them, but I want to watch them, but I just know something's going to get spoiled. Okay. That's what I have to say about Rebirth. It is a great video game, and I can't wait to beat it. And in my Eaten of the Week, I will once again show Taylor my Peru-flavored Boss Coffee, which is incredibly exciting because it's as if the universe spoke to me to help me out because I told the lady at Daiso, and
I love Peru, is what you said to her.
Yes. And I told the lady at H Mart, I says, you guys have all this imported Japanese coffee, and it's all full of milk and sugar. I have to go all the way to Little Tokyo to get some black Japanese bottled canned coffee.
That's so weird.
And then The day I say that yesterday, and she looks for some, she says, oh, when I'm at Daiso, she says, oh, you could try H Mart. And I say, yeah, I check, and there's never. And then I walk into H Mart, and I find, oh my God, I find so many new black coffee variants, and they're cheaper. I guess they're probably looking at the yen, and they're saying, wow, it's like 160 yen to $1. I guess we can charge less for this now because it's way cheaper than it used to be when I was buying this stuff. So all around, very exciting news. I'm pretty sure, girls, today I'm going to walk into H Mart and clean them out. I mean, they're not expensive. I'm probably only going to end up spending like maybe $12 to buy them.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah.
I wonder, maybe I can ask them if they can sell me like a pallet.
You can absolutely do that.
Like a 24 case for a discount or something.
I've done that before. I've always been kind of weirded out, but not weirded out, but it's been a mystery to me because I'll do road trips and you need coffee. And sometimes I don't want to wait 24 cars in a line for Starbucks. So I'll go to like a convenience store or something. And it's what you were saying is milk and sugar. And I don't understand because when they do the canned coffee and it's black, it's not as bitter as a normal cup of coffee.
It's so rough. We have to go to Japan to meet our tastes. Everybody over here is so obsessed with energy drinks, and I just don't get it because energy drinks are so bad for you. Black coffee is 0 calories, and study after study shows that it's not bad for you.
I mean, it's good for you.
At all. Yeah, plenty of studies said. I'm saying even the worst studies just say it's complete net neutral, like no whatever. It's so much. Other than the only thing I can imagine is like, if you're gonna poop your pants,
IBS.
Energy drinks don't do that. I don't know, but guys, really, and I know people out there saying, "Oh, I don't like coffee." Listen to your grandmothers.
And your heart.
An acquired taste. I didn't used to drink black coffee. I used to drink heavy cream and toffee nut syrup coffee every day. But then one day I got black cold brew, and ever since then, that's what I prefer. And now it's way too sweet. Just like, I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself, but just like Taylor and the ketchup. I can't eat ketchup anymore because it's too darn sweet. Yeah. He ruined me. But it's for the best because mustard's great for you.
Mustard's fantastic.
All right, Taylor, let's move it on along. Please tell us, Dr. Cha, medicine woman. Now, that's all you ever talk about.
Did I already tell you about Dr. Cha?
Every week, we talk about rebirth and Dr. Cha medicine.
Well, I finished Dr. Cha.
Okay.
And I gotta say, it had a very unexpected good ending. The only problem is there's a character that has, that person did the bad stuff. Like, that person made the mistakes in the show.
Okay, everybody get your chart out because I'm trying to chart it in my mind, but I need a piece of paper and a pencil.
But this person
person,
they done goofed.
Not kono hito, but sono hito.
Sono hito, indeed. So this guy done goofed, and that's kind of the elephant in the room in every scene. Unfortunately, this character goes on a full character arc, has the best ending, and is the most interesting and amusing and relatable character. And it's like, the main character is just like, oh, she's nice. That's her character note. And it's really, it's very odd. I also watched another Korean series. Netflix produced, I don't know if anybody was into the show Parasite, but there is a South Korean...
The movie Parasite?
No, sorry. The Parasite the Maxim. It's an anime that was made in, I think, like 2014, 2015. I got a little bit into it, like 2 episodes, and I said, this is okay. Now I'm rewatching it. But Netflix made a live-action adaptation called Parasite the Grey. So I'm watching this South Korean show, and the whole time I'm just thinking, what are they doing? Why is this so good? This shouldn't be so good. I don't understand it.
Pause in it and say, why is this so good? You're writing an email.
Well, I was watching it with Guncan, and I was like, this shouldn't be this good. This should be, like, cheesy and bad, like half of the other live-action Netflix adaptations. But South Korea was just bringing their A game. And the characters are fun. The action sequences are really well done. The effects are really good. The story is interesting. It's not too long. Everybody go watch it. Parasite the Grey.
He's a fan. Parasite.
Big fan. And let's see here. Eaton has not been that exciting. Yes.
So for your Eaton of the week, you're going to tell me I've been fasting.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I had talked about this. I wanted to do 1 day of fasting for Ramadan.
What, you're not even remotely?
Yeah, but it's fun.
What, is Guncan a big old Ramadan head?
No, not at all. The fun thing is, none of her friends are very into Ramadan at all. Kind of doing it as support. And I was like, I'll do it as support. Just because it's like a new experience. So this would have been 2 weeks ago. This would have been right before Phoenix, because I've been sick since Hatsune Miku. The feeling, this experience was sold to me as water will never taste as good as it does after you've fasted. So the idea is from sun up to sundown, you don't have anything.
Yeah, I was about to say, you can eat it in the dark.
Exactly. So that's why a lot of people who are practicing Ramadan or celebrating Ramadan will get up super early at like 3 a.m. and just cram their stomachs so they last all day.
Yeah. Getting one over on God.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I did this. I had no issues with food, right? I wasn't hungry all day. I had like maybe one moment where my stomach did this. Actually, okay, I needed to ask you a question. When you're hungry, do you get irritable or do you just experience intense pain?
No, I don't have the hangry thing. I don't get upset. I'll get a feeling, but then it'll go away after a bit.
That's what happens to me is I'll get like really, really intense pain in my stomach and then it's gone after like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So that happened once. The water was a ridiculous experience. I was so thirsty all day. My skin was so dry all day. I had a headache all day.
Yeah. See, I was about to bring up headaches. I'm going to eat faster over not getting a headache. Man, my English on sentence good on this one.
Yes.
I'm gonna string together a series of words to create a comprehensible sentence.
There's no way.
I would eat to make sure I don't get a headache.
Good job. I think you conveyed what you wanted.
There's more information, but I'm afraid of confusing the sentence.
Okay, so what I'm understanding is you're hungry?
No, not right now, but I eat and drink water a lot of time to make sure I don't get a headache, right? Well, no, I eat and drink water all the time, but I couldn't go without both of them because I'd get a headache. Go on, Taylor, please.
Yes, a human consumes.
Yes.
Okay, so I make the dumb decision because Guncan is exhausted at the end of the day, and she doesn't want to go to the gym with me, so I go to the gym, which is stupid.
You went gym on Ramadan day?
It's very stupid.
Dumb.
But I was thinking, I'm gonna really make myself not think about the remaining 2 hours before I'm allowed to eat, because the whole end of the night culminated in like a big thing at a restaurant and all these people were fasting all day and it's just this big thing. So I go to the gym, I'm sweating, and I almost pass out several times, come home, also almost pass out, can't have water, dear God, it's awful, we go to the restaurant. Now, I misjudged this entire experience because I didn't think about it enough. A room full of people who have been fasting all day with no food and water isn't an area where they're gonna be happy. It's not a bunch of people looking forward to a movie, being excited, talking about how great it's gonna be. It's a room of people barely tolerating others' existence.
Oh my.
Just glaring at each other in silence. Nobody's having a conversation. Everybody's just waiting for the dinner bell to ring. So
they didn't bring out appetizers?
You can't. God's watching.
Wait, hold on. The restaurant's just looking at the sunset, waiting?
Yep. It's great. It was a very fun experience. I'll say unique, not fun. As soon as the food is served and everybody's just like, we can eat now. Everybody else starts eating, which I don't understand. I'd immediately drink 40 ounces of water. Just guzzle it down straight. And I was waiting for this euphoric feeling that was sold to me. One of the big reasons I did this. And instead of excitement and a great heavenly water, it's just normal. And I'm sitting there saying, what are you on about? I'm just drinking water when I'm thirsty. Just a big old letdown across the board.
I do like drinking cold water when I am very thirsty. I've actually done that before when, like, I'm on a walk and I'm real thirsty, and I know if I wait till I get home, I can get ice cold water. And so I wait for that, and it is very satisfying. Very great.
I don't know when it happened, because what I've always heard is if you wait till you're thirsty, it's too late. I'm just always drinking water, and it's always just incredible. Like, it's just an incredible experience every time I'm drinking water. I'm getting like 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons a day, and I feel great every time I do it.
Yeah, I'm very hydrated. This typically will come up when I need to dehydrate myself to watch a movie so I don't have to use the bathroom. But let's move on to Poke News.
News of the week.
Oh, Sarah B. I stretched too hard. Now I'm going to pass out like it's Ramadan.
Oh, no. Not during the day?
Yeah. Sarah B. reports that the next Pokemon Go Hatch Day has been announced. It focuses on Cleffa. Runs from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on April 28th, 2024. So not catch, but hatch your shiny Cleffas and get some incubators. Hope you get a shiny. Or multiples if you need Clefairies and Clefables. And now we're moving on to the episode of Pokemon this week. It's episode
of the week.
Episode 44 in Terapagos' Gleaming Adventure. I believe just an episode or two away from the new season, so get excited for that. Taylor, please tell us the name of this episode in English. Also, Geese Peep's one-sentence synopsis of the episode. Also, Taylor's last time on Pokes.
Episode 44 is titled A Plan to Capture Rayquaza.
Or in Japanese, Rekkūza Hokaku Keikan.
So last time on Pokemon.
Why are you so slow?
We waited in line. We saw some snacks. We learned some characters' names, but mostly we waited in line. This episode, we found out what the wait was for, and it's sick because Rayquaza's finally back in the show.
We open the episode looking at the mystery satellite tower. And in the sky, immediately Fritos arrives on Charizard back with Captain Pikachu, as was the end of the last week's episode.
Why has he not surveyed this area from the sky before?
Oh, you mean, like, why didn't they use their little telescope and really take a look?
Yeah, just search around at any point.
Yeah, a little search around. Well, maybe less exciting for the viewer, who's to say? But there's a Magneton and Behem guarding it. We remember them from several episodes ago when they messed with somebody's memories, right? Who got goofed? Liko got goofed big time.
Yeah.
These guys. And then Frito sees Spinal walk into the satellite tower and his Umbreon.
I wonder, so the way this is constructed, and considering Spinal's previous way of moving around, which would be a submarine.
Oh, no, Spinal had a little van, remember?
Oh, okay, so he was just driving through the forest.
Are you thinking of Amaranth?
No, because he flies around on Corviknight.
Frito sees Spinal and says, that is it. It's time for a meeting in the ship about this development. We learn in this meeting that they are by Levincia Port, which is, of course, the city where Ino, the streamer / electric gym leader, lives. So in this meeting, the children, Liko and Roy, talk all about how Spinal was the one that stole Liko's pendant before. You all remember that episode. It's very scary.
He's also the only one who really seems dangerous. He seems to have animosity towards the other members of the Explorers.
Yeah, there's a scene later when Fritos and Spinal have a conversation. Does he say, "Oh, I don't care about those other guys. It's all about I'm gonna have Rayquaza," something like that?
It was, it was along the lines of like, I'm just using them, and I was like, one of the things that I really liked was that the explorers seem to support each other in some form or fashion.
Well, they're always arguing, but he's not even Gibeon, so I don't know who he's gonna pull the rug over on. Anyway, the Rising Voltaclers are planning their attack on the explorers. They're gonna take down their full system, and this scene got me laughing because it's so melodramatic with the music and the line deliveries, and I'm gonna take it down.
It's very sick, and he's using cardinal directions. Like normally, Fritos is using cardinal directions in the meeting, and he's like, "We're gonna go around the East Coast" and things like that. And every other time, it's just like, "Let's go have fun in the city, kids."
Yeah, so this is a serious episode. Fritos and the kids are gonna take a boat over to the radio tower satellite along with Ludlow.
Incredibly sick seeing them after that big old military conversation taking a Zodiac to the shore.
I don't even know what a Zodiac is. Is that type of boat?
Yeah, it's like a little motorboat that's, I can't remember if it's inflatable, but it's full of air.
Well, anyway, the atmosphere in this episode is actually pretty sick because you got these real cloudy skies and the music's going wild. The kids and Fritos are walking through a forest, the jungle / kind of idea on the island to reach this tower. We're going through the forest jungle. We see a fancy pattern Vivian, both Combi, male and female, and a Flabebe and a Floette, and a giant Vespiquen that scares the bejesus out of Fuecoco.
Very timely group of Pokemon.
And then, with the go. We get a cute series of scenes here where Roy has to cover Fuecoco's mouth to keep him quiet because they got to stay quiet on the way to the Explorer so they don't hear him. And Captain Pikachu says, Pika, and everybody goes, shh, and then Captain Pikachu closes his little mouth. So they reach the tower. Oh my goodness, the door is unlocked. Now, I don't even need to see the next scene because I can already tell you it's a trap. Don't go in, Fritos, but Fritos doesn't listen. But luckily, he is smart enough to say, let me go in alone. You guys don't come into the trap.
Hasn't he headlong knowingly into a trap before?
Yeah, he's just real confident. He's like, I can get in a trap. What are they gonna do? And immediately, of course, the door locks behind him in the satellite tower, and it's the big face-off of Fritos versus Spinal. And then we get, so maybe you can tell me how you read this scene, but we hear Fritos' voice from the outside. So we see the perspective of Liko, Roy, and Ludlow outside of the tower. And the voice says, oh no, this isn't it. Go look for the explorers elsewhere. What is happening? There's one of three things happening. Either Fritos is lying to protect the children to just try to get them away. B, it's a fake voice computer thing telling them to leave and not investigate further.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out, why does he say that instead of, is he just trying to not worry the kids? Like,
I was a little confused.
Kids, it is a trap. You better leave. Oh, probably because if he said that, the kids would try to help him.
Exactly. That's kind of my takeaway from it, especially because Ludlow chimes in right after that and is like, he's got to get himself out of this situation.
Yeah, he said, Ludlow tells the kids, look, it's our job to go do something else. It's his job to find himself out of it. Because clearly Ludlow knows Fritos can get himself out of anything.
It would have been, I feel like it would have been a better move for him to say, hey, I've got one of them that I'm going to take on. You guys carry on and search for the rest.
I think accurate information is helpful.
Yeah.
And then we cut to the girl we've seen maybe twice. She's a member of the Explorers. Her name in English, I don't know how to pronounce. Chals?
Sure.
Chals. Her Japanese name's Agate. By the way, Clambos, I'm sorry. We goofed the big one saying Sango last week. Her English name is Coral. And then Onyx was the Japanese name for the other dude. Onyx. Great name. She's got hair with like Egypt symbols in it. So she's setting off the sonic blaster on top of a nearby lighthouse to call Rayquaza because the sonic blaster, it makes
it's calibrated.
It just sounds like Terapagos calling out for Rayquaza. It makes perfect sense. Anyway, she's there with her Medicham. Famous Medicham. a Metacham's so important, he gets his own Seminar of the Week, honestly. So that's pretty sick.
Yeah. I mean, what is Coral's Pokemon?
Glalie.
Yeah, Glalie.
Can I hold on?
Yes.
Real quick. What is this prank you and Geese are playing on me that Glalie is difficult to say? What part?
I keep thinking of the word shillelagh.
That's fine.
Every time I say it.
That's fine. But the two of you behaved as if those sounds are difficult to string together.
A G and an L is
Glacier?
Yeah, but Glalie is... It sounds like it should be Glalie.
All right.
It's like the word album for me. It just, my mind doesn't want to make it.
So, we hear from one of the explorers, who knows, honestly. Coral could be.
Sure.
Japanese Onyx, but his English name is probably written down somewhere in here. You don't have to write in the comment. I'll find it out.
It's probably like Obsidian.
I told you what his name was, Taylor. His name is, it's not Spinal. Anyway, one of them says that Amaranth is supposed to be here, but he's not there yet. So who's to say what might happen next week? Am I right? And then we cut back to Fritos versus Spinal. And they discuss the resonance generator.
It's a very sick scene. Real cool.
Now it's time for a battle. I wrote M, of course, but I don't know what that means. If only Geese were here, she would be able to immediately tell me what my symbols mean. I couldn't believe she'd done that before. I said what it looked like I read, and then she just interpreted it in her head as, oh, that was it. Time for a battle! But Taylor, it turns out the explorers have designed this building in a way specifically where Fritos couldn't battle effectively.
Just to build it to counter Charizard.
I don't even know. You're going to have to tell me what they did specifically, but I know he said you can't use Charizard and you can't terrestrialize.
I think they're trying. They just made a little foyer. They just made a tiny little room, and they're maybe trying to intimidate him.
Was it a very short ceiling? Was it shorter than Charizard?
I think it's just a small room.
Charizard can fight in a small room if he wants.
Nope. That's actually the first thing that I thought is, so you're going to tell me you have the giant fire-breathing Pokemon and you basically put him in an oven and are saying he's at a disadvantage? Just set the whole room on fire.
Maybe it'll make sense in English. I don't know. But anyway, that's what the anime tells us, that he can't fight. So go, Captain Pikachu. Umbreon, use Snarl. Double Team, Cap. Thunder Punch. Reflect. Double Team. Quick Attack. Thunder Punch. Foul Play. Oh, my God. Umbreon hits Captain Pikachu against the wall. But Taylor, what does Fritos notice when this happens?
A crack in the wall.
Whoa, what if? And then we cut back to the kids on the shore. They're discussing where to find these explorers. And Terapagos has something to say. The lighthouse. Terapagos yells.
Just a deep, bellowing voice. The lighthouse.
Baga, baga. And then they all feel a power. Now, this point, guys, they go to town on the soundtrack. And I'm already seeing so many people watching the English dub all saying, wow, you guys really, really killed the soundtrack on this, huh? Killed bad. Not killed good. You really what's the better verb to use? You really it means you did a bad job. You really
goofed.
Worse than that. I'm looking for a stronger word than goofed.
Ruined?
Well, okay.
Bold.
You really ruined the soundtrack on the English dub. So there's no way English is going to get anything close to this sick. This scene of everybody going boom 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 and the cloudy skies going and the soundtrack. Oh, it's so good.
It's a very good scene.
It's so sick. The music starts to swell. The clouds start to open. And then shiny Rayquaza appears and Clambos. I didn't have a score in my mind ahead of time what I thought of this episode, but I will tell you that at least 2 to 3 points are going to be added from this scene alone. Rayquaza coming down, they pull it straight from the Game Boy Advance games. they pull it straight from the first time you ever see Rayquaza.
Oh,
that
that's
cutscene
right.
of him coming down with
so
like
sick.
his tail in the background. He looks like his Game Boy Advance sprite. Oh my god.
And he actually looks in this episode way more like a snake than a dragon, which I think is really cool.
He's so sick. He yells his little Godzilla yell, and it goes to commercial. Could you imagine being a little kid, a little Japanese boy? You're sitting in front of TV Tokyo. You're got your Pokemon, you got your Rayquaza plush in your hand. You see him come down, it goes to commercial break. You'd lose your mind.
So sick, especially after that fight in that super dark room with Umbreon.
Oh my god.
Preceding this. And after the last 2 episodes that are just awful.
Oh,
this
wait.
is
what are you talking
this
about?
is the glass of water you have after the fast.
Oh,
that's what this episode is.
We did have one bad episode, but most have been good. Okay, but we're back from commercial. Cut to Ino streaming with Bellybolt, and she sees shiny Rayquaza up in the sky. Even though it's not in Levincia City proper, it's still pretty clear.
Yeah, big old dragon.
We cut to the kids on the boat, and we got to get to that Rayquaza quick. Quagsire, use Hydro Pump to really get this boat moving. And now it is time for the explorer's plan to commence. Glalie, use Blizzard on shiny Rayquaza. Garganical, use Salt Cure. And I say to myself, that...
You can't have a Yu-Gi-Oh voice going in your head.
No, I don't. That's why I'm laughing, because that's not how I really was. But but I go to myself, that's not going to hurt Rayquaza. Listen to him. He sounds like Godzilla. Medicham, use Psybeam. And then this really cracked me up. Roy, about, 25 miles from all of this, with his eagle eyes, says, hey, in that tower way up there, that tiny little speck, it's the resonance generator.
Yeah, it was very silly. I was really excited because Glalie used a ice attack. And
Glalie?
Yeah,
Glalie. Got him. Then we cut to the Rising Volt Tacklers looking from the brave... Guys, I can't string together the actual name of the Rising Volt Tackler ship. It's either the Brave Olivine, the Great Olivine. Maybe we just stick with the Great Salami.
Great Salami is, yes.
Okay, so everybody's getting... All the Rising Volt Tacklers are getting filled in what's going on. Lico's on FaceTime. She's telling them, we gotta turn off the device. Dot has a program to take it down, but she can't do it remotely. She's got to be on the ground and shove a Rotom phone into the device. But she's going to do it. She's not afraid.
She even gets her hand ready to put her hair into unleashed mode.
Yeah, unleashed mode. Dot's going to turn into Mega Dot, and she's not going to put her hair down until the mission is complete. I don't remember if it's here or the next scene, but I know sweet baby Murdoch is very proud of Dot, and he's crying.
And concerned.
Then we cut back to Fritos versus Spinal, and they hear the Rayquaza yelling, Thunder Punch, foul play! Oh my god, Spinal's just stalling, so Fritos can't help. But then... the brilliant plan of Captain Pikachu and Fritos comes to fruition. Cap lets itself get hit into the cracked wall multiple more times until it finally uses Rising Volt Tackle, knowing that Umbreon would use Reflect, and then beat Cap. Rising Volt Tackle feet put his foot on the Reflect. What did you say, Taylor?
Use Crack.
Yeah. Puts his feet on the Reflect, and then, much like an Olympic competitive swimmer, pushes off of the Reflect to just fly through the cracked wall and break open a giant opening in the big giant satellite radio tower.
Yeah.
So then Fritos leaves, just flies off on Charizard, and
he's done.
Yeah, he's good. And he's going straight for Rayquaza. And Captain Pikachu gets the Captain Cap. Cap, I wrote.
Yeah, he puts his cap back on.
Yeah, gets his cap. Geese Peep really should have watched this episode, because we're going to get to the end of the episode. A pretty big thing happens, so she should have been.
It's a massive thing.
Yeah, a pretty massive thing happens. So Rayquaza's at this point getting hit by a bunch of attacks for days.
Just kind of sitting there taking it.
Yeah, he's not too worried about it. And then the kids are fighting the explorers right as the great Salami arrives. Fuecoco, use Stomping Tantrum. Sprigatito, use Quick Attack. And finally, what we have been asking for so long, Roy throws out our boy Wattrel. Now, Geese is missing it, but
it's the sickest because we haven't seen Wattrel in such a long time. And I thought it was just going to be like, ooh, Wattrel's here, and he's going to add to the fray. But he does the sickest thing I've seen.
So I guess Egypt Hair Girl is trying to catch Rayquaza with an Ultra Ball?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best option she's got.
And then Wattrel sparks into the Ultra Ball to knock it away.
So sick.
But then Wattrel's taken out with a Psybeam from Medicham, and I thought to myself, well, Roy, maybe if you fought with Wattrel a little bit more and have a little bit more experience points, it wouldn't be so underleveled for this fight.
It accomplished quite a bit, though.
I suppose so.
Because even if, like, okay, Rayquaza would go into the Pokeball and immediately break out, but it would go into it, right?
The lore is all different in these things. In the video games, 100%. But
yeah.
Unless it belongs to somebody else. I still think it's attached to that
Ancient Ball?
Yeah, Ancient Ball. But what do I know? So then, but okay, guys, you bear with me here. A lot is going on at this point in this scene. There's battling and fighting everywhere. We're cutting back and forth a lot. So just try to keep up, okay? Again, if you have the chart from earlier and the pencil and the paper, just keep, drawing family tree here.
Yeah.
So Charizard hits Glalie, probably with a fire attack. I didn't write it down, but you would imagine, right?
I forgot that those two interacted. So yeah,
they did. There's a huge pace shift at this point. Nidothing is here. She jumps off the Great Salami with Quaxley and Tinkatink, which is smart because the suit breaks her fall. So she doesn't break all her bones as she just lands on the top of the lighthouse. Quaxley, use Water Gun. Tinkatink, use Slam. Show that Medicham who's boss. And then Dot jumps out of the suit, super sick, runs to the resonance generator, shoves her Rotom phone in, and the Rotom phone is so sick. Geese would have loved this. And the Rotom phone turns it off. It's so sick. She sprints away. Tinkatink's crying. She's so scared. The kids are cheering. Dot gives a thumbs up. At some point, Dot says, Tink, I understand. It's very scary. Get back in your Pokeball.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's going to be okay. That was a pretty good scene.
Well, it's it's a little baby, and it has to witness this just climate-changing monstrosity in the skies. It's very scary.
All that baby wanted to do was make little hammers, and now she's fighting the good fight.
And have a little bowl of food.
Yeah. Oh, poor Tinkatink. But then Rayquaza breaks out of all his ice and salt, and Medicham uses Zen Headbutt, but Rayquaza uses a wild attack, which it looks like something out of Final Fantasy VII.
I'm guessing it's Draco Meteor.
It's a big pink giant explosion of comets. Again.
So sick. And I'm thinking Rayquaza can actually, I don't think it's random what it's hitting.
Really? Because it just looks like it's destroying everything, is what I wrote.
Well, it looks random, but at the same time, it hits the sound Terapagos cry emitter.
Yes.
And it doesn't hit the Salami.
Well, we'll get to that. The Salami certainly is shaken. All the pokes are scared. Mousehold, adorable. You gotta hand it to Mousehold. Looks cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then Coral flies up and yells at Glalie to self-destruct in the air. In my mind, I'm thinking, how's that girl gonna survive a self-destruct explosion? Are you kidding me? But she manages to jump off and kick off just like Pikachu did against that Reflect.
I mean, you gotta figure, I think she's got some self-destructive tendencies,
yeah.
I'll say. If you're gonna go out, that's a very sick way to do it. Just screaming through the sky, blowing up in front of a giant dragon. Come on.
You have always wanted to die in a factory explosion.
I'd be so sick.
So Glalie uses self-destruct in the sky There's the biggest explosion you can imagine, and Rayquaza goes slamming into the Great Salami. That's right, the home of the Rising Volt Tacklers. Oh my god, it's destroyed! How could Geese miss this? It's falling! Their entire ship is falling and going to be completely destroyed.
The salami is sinking.
And that's how they end the episode. It says, to be continued on that screen of the sinking salami.
They really earned that one.
Oh my god, that was so much
happened.
Oh my god. What's going to happen? I can't wait till next week. Actually, I think a big old thing's going to happen next week. I don't know if Geese has been spoiled on it. You've been spoiled on what's going to happen, right?
No.
I was spoiled day one, but...
Oh. Yeah, I have no clue.
And then we cut to a Professor Frito's seminar, which is surprising to me because I think we got bigger things to worry about, Frito's, than doing a seminar right now. But he has one. It's for Medicham, and Medicham does yoga to train up his psychic power. So happy days.
There you go.
Good work. We get a picture of Medicham meditating in a forest with Sprigatito getting sleepy and Captain Pikachu having a hard time with it. That Medicham apparently can go a month without eating. I guess makes sense. He's skinny.
A lot of fasting.
Should have invited him for Ramadan, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's the episode of Pokemon. Again, like I said, I didn't in my head have a score.
Mm-hmm.
But rereading, or I guess reading the first time. No, rereading, because you have to read when you write, right? If you're writing something, you're reading it.
Nope. Just going into it blind.
Close your eyes. Rereading the synopsis there, I think it is better than I initially thought through. I gotta give it a score that has nothing to do with how Geese would feel about it, because her score is going to be lower because it's mainly comprised of battling.
I think if okay, we're going to have to get her, we'll ask her next week.
Yeah, next time on Pokes, she'll have to.
I'm guessing she says 8.5.
Wow, that's high for her. It's a very intense episode, lots of cool battling. The end, everything with Rayquaza. Yeah, everything with Rayquaza makes certain that this episode has to be at the very lowest, like an 8.9, I guess. But I don't know. Let me give it a flat 9. I don't want to give it a 9.5 because there wasn't enough specifically that I super like in these episodes. Like, I don't think there were enough cute moments or anything. But they really went to town, and they actually have stakes. So flat 9. It's a very important episode. Certainly not filler. I guess that's why they had to give us a filler last week. But
yeah, that's what I really liked about it. Is it really felt like we were watching a part of a story instead of just like somebody's. It didn't feel like my time was being wasted. The only reason I'm not giving it high, I'm gonna say like a 9.2. Okay. There wasn't enough comedy in it. I wish there was more comedy. Wish that some of the stuff didn't feel like it was happening just to happen. Like people being in the right places. But I'm very excited about next week. And whenever I leave an episode and I can't wait for the next one, I'm saying the show's doing its job. Yeah, so 9.2.
That's a good sign. It's a big finale, you can tell, for this season of Pokes, because we're going to soon have the next season of Pokemon. Be careful, because I don't want to spoil anything for Taylor if he doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's a good episode. Watch it. It's they did a good job. Good work, everybody. All right. Now that we've discussed the episode of Pokemon, it's time to move on to the wrap-up. Don't follow us on social media. I don't post on there anymore. I told Geese Peep she doesn't need to do that, but she likes the flow and the rhythm of Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. She can keep saying and YouTube, but thank you to Keith for our artwork. You can follow him on twitch.tv/KeithSquared. You also, Taylor, shouts out
to Professor Boilerplate
for the Tickle Bits. You can follow him on twitch.tv/prof_ticklebits. Thank you to our supporters. You can support us by going to looklistencast.com. Also, if you listen on a podcast feed, such as your Spotify's or your Apple Podcasts, there should just be a link. If you look for Look Listen Cast, Geese Guyera, whatever, it's on there. There's a link. You'll find it.
Yeah. I trust you.
Also, if you count up the swear words in the episode, it was 0. So you can show all this to children, elderly, anybody.
Shout out to the grandma.
So please do that. And we're back in the saddle with an RDFine question. Taylor, RDFine with the subject line, New Horizons, but not the series. You can submit questions to looklistencast@gmail.com if you would like, and we will read them. If not, I'll just find a question somewhere else. So don't worry about it.
No pressure.
No Horizons. New Horizons, but not the series, parentheses. RDFine says, say you're hosting a visitor who isn't from your area, or they haven't been there in a long time. What kinds of dining and entertainment places would you hand pick to give them the real experience of your general non-doxed locale?
So I'm going to say I'm answering for Los Angeles because my disassociation with Houston, which is where I spend most of my time now, is very strong. 0 recommendations for Houston. Skip it altogether. Los Angeles, places you got to hit. Cafe Los Feliz.
I thought you were going to say Catalina. Okay, Cafe Los Feliz.
Catalina's real fun. But
Taylor has about 15 Cafe Los Feliz stamp cards just scattered around everywhere. So go ahead.
It's like a trophy wall.
Cafe Los Feliz.
Get the breakfast croissant. They have my favorite croissants in the city.
Croissant?
And it's a real cute little area. I used to recommend Cafe Demitas, but now I'm going to say go to Phil's Coffee. It's a chain, but it's still pretty good, and it's very consistent.
I don't like Phil's. I don't know why everybody loves Phil's so much.
It's good. It's good, and it's easy. Like, it's a better alternative to Starbucks.
Not to me.
Without the reward system, though.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to say go to Griffith Observatory. Go to Malibu. Don't go to Santa Monica. Don't go to Hollywood. Go to Little Tokyo.
You can go see an IMAX movie at the Chinese theater.
Yeah. See, if you have to go to Hollywood, don't walk around too much. Just keep it as it is in your mind, not how it actually is. Chinese theater is fantastic, though. Go see a movie there.
Oh, or the cool kids go to the Egyptian and see movies there.
Mm.
Like Taylor and I, when we went to go see Puppet Master, and all the cast were there. Some of them.
Yeah. Are they making a sequel to the reboot?
I thought so.
I thought they were too.
That was probably pre-pandemic. Anyway, continue, Taylor.
Sugarfish is good, but it's a chain again. And then, you got to go to Coco Ichibanya. You have to. You have to get some curry.
Go to Los Angeles for Coco Ichibanya.
I mean,
okay.
Not a bad move.
No, that's what I would tell people too. It's just very funny. Go to this place that's a huge chain somewhere else.
Well, that's the funny thing is I recommend so many chains, but they didn't start out as chains. They started out as Phil's is without a doubt a chain, but I recommend Silver Lake Ramen to people, and
that's a huge chain now. It has Naruto all over it now.
It's ridiculous. I went there and it was like, oh, check out all our locations in like New Mexico.
Yeah, they're all over.
Very disappointing.
That is
crazy.
Good for them. That is crazy because that is Silver Lake Ramen. You know, Silver Lake right there. The location we went to for years before they had any extra ones. That is interesting. You're completely right. Does that conclude your list of recommendations?
Yeah.
Okay, well, since Taylor didn't do Texas, I guess I'll have to
do Texas.
Yeah, I'll have to.
If you have to do Texas, I feel so bad. I'm going to give a shout out to El Chato Burrito Truck.
Ooh, delicious.
In Los Angeles. And you have to go to...
Sidecar Donuts, obviously.
Oh, yeah, Sidecar.
Get a butter and salt donut. Oh, my God.
Get them fresh.
The growth.
Gotta get them fresh.
Yeah, make sure it's hot. You just wait around a while if it's not hot. Ask him if it's hot. But El Chato's on La Brea and Olympic, and it's the best taco truck I've ever had. Get the combination burrito, combination asada, carne asada, and add grilled onions and cheese and get extra red sauce. You're going to lose your mind. Okay, let me tell you places to go in Houston, which I'm not in, by the way. If you go to Japan, go to Coco Ichibanya. It's delicious. And, the combine. You don't need to ask me where to go in Japan. There's so many videos on where to eat in Japan. There's a million of them. Okay, I'm opening up. Oh, my mouth's watering, excuse me. I'm opening up a list of things to eat in Houston, Texas, because I'm sure you're on your way. Okay, Barbecue Inn, the area, not great. The area, not great, but the food, incredible. It's super old school. It's such a cool place to visit because you feel like you're stepping into the 1950s or something. Like, none of the decor has changed. It's an amazing experience. It's like time traveling.
It's like the Dresden.
Dot's Coffee Shop used to be good. Used to be one of my favorites. Last time we went, absolutely terrible. So I don't know if it's going to be good or not. You tell me. I like La Madeleine. It's a Texas chain of French restaurants. I like their chicken Caesar salad and their coffees. I'm a fan. Ninfa's on Navigation is a very, very good Mexican food restaurant. Don't go to the other Ninfa's. Just go to Ninfa's on Navigation is the street. Very, very delicious. El Tiempo's pretty good. Texas Roadhouse, pretty good. And very cheap. Half price books. That's funny. Papa Seafood, some people like. Rudy's, believe it or not, I don't know who it was told me Rudy's is whatever, but the last time I ate Rudy's barbecue, that brisket was unbelievable. I couldn't stop eating it. It was so good.
I never understand people's reviews on barbecue because most barbecue in Texas, I'm going to say like 80 to 90% of the barbecue that you're going to have here is going to be better than anywhere else in the country.
But the thing with Texas is they care a lot about the meat and not as much about the sauces. Like, I think Kansas City is all big on the million barbecue sauces.
Correct, yeah.
But the barbecue sauce at Rudy's, which is everywhere, I think there's a lot of locations, is incredible. Please get that brisket. It's so good. Also, RDFine says don't dox yourself. So I was going to say like a real close spot, but it's fine.
Yeah.
You don't need to go there. Very good breakfast burritos, though, so somehow find it. If you listen to every episode, maybe you could scrape together us talking about it. Did you know they put up you lived there, a Nando's in Houston?
Where?
It's right by the Galleria. Are you serious? You haven't been yet? I went there. It's pretty good. Portion size way too small and too expensive, but it's still pretty tasty. Pretty tasty. Thank you so much, RDFine, for the question. You can send in questions for next week if you'd like. It's time to go. Hopefully you eat all the food we listed because it is delicious. And what is RDFine? Entertainment places? Houston, just eat. That's your entertainment.
Yeah.
Just eat.
All you can do is eat and shop.
Oh, yeah. But I don't even like there's nowhere in the Galleries was one of the biggest malls on the planet. And I remember one time I was in there, I needed a movie and some Magic the Gathering cards, a deck. In all the hundreds of stores, no one sold movies, no one sold trading cards. So
it's for people visiting Houston who want to do a whole lot of shopping.
Yeah, just expensive name brand goofball stuff.
Bunch of clothes.
All right, goodbye, everybody. Taylor, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Geese better be here next week.
And she better say goodbye 4 times clear.
Exactly. Taylor, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Make sure to say it. Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Good. So you look like Revolver off the wall.
Howdy, y'all. It's me, Geese Pete. Thank you for listening to the Geese Pete Productions podcast.
Geese Peep Enterprises, doing business as Peep Industries, together with its subsidiaries, is a diversified worldwide entertainment company with operations in media networks, talent management, parks and resorts, multimedia entertainment, and consumer products and interactive media. Geese Peep Enterprises is a Bell 30 company.